Hey, what's going on everybody? I am the Lone Wolf. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be doing a not too in-depth, but still a pretty detailed review of our brand new Gator. We just bought this, I think, late last month. This is a Coleman Powersports. Let's go up and see the logo. That's the logo for Coleman. It's just, of course, you know, the standard lantern. I think you could probably take this tag off. Hang on. There we go. Now it's a lot easier to see. But yeah, this thing is the UT400. The tag for that is way in the back here on the bed. You can see it's a nice UTV. It's got one exhaust pipe in the back. It looks like the lights are on, but they're not because it's not running. It's got a nice cab, nice tires. Wheels are great. They don't collect mud like some other ones that just collect mud and then they get all messy. Nice interior. I mean, it's not closed in all the way, but it's got a pretty much a top to bottom windshield. It goes all the way down to the bottom here. And this, I have no idea what it is. I really don't. Might be like a shade thing, but I'm not sure. But yeah, you got two seat belts. The weird thing about this is that, yes, one of the seat belts is buckled when I'm not running it. But that's just because for some reason it runs at better power when each are buckled up. So it runs with more power with one, and then it runs with even more power with two. This thing goes a maximum of 30. If we go in here, let me just hop in. I wish I had my mom's, or like my phone or my mom's phone, because this zoom is like really bad. But you can see here's the dash. You can see it says it runs up to 60 miles per hour. But this thing is built with just a low range, so it's built with only low range. You don't have a high range in this. So the maximum it goes is only 30. And yes, I have gotten it up to that. I went down the road in it. But yeah, and then you can see you got all the little gauges here. You've got the temperature, hazards, parking brake. You've got brights, regular lights, battery, oil, seat belts. This is like an alert for if you don't have your seat belt on, even though we usually run with no seat belt because we're literally just riding around our property. Neutral, reverse, forward, and I think this would be a high if we actually did have a high range on here. And then up here, if you can kind of see them, you got the blinkers. Let me just go and get the key. Hang on. You can show them when it's on. I got the keys right up here on the shelf. Hop back in. Oh, and by the way, guys, this windshield is actually removable. If you don't want the windshield on, just take that Velcro off, this Velcro, and then the three on that side you can see. You can just take that off and then the windshield is removable. And by the way, guys, don't rub your hands against that because against these things, because they're just fiberglass, so they'll scratch really easily. And I do apologize for how, I don't know, jankety I'm recording this video. I'm literally holding an iPad in one hand, so it kind of gets a little hard to work. So the ignition switch, if you're looking at the steering wheel right here, just go over to the right, just like in a car. It's right here. So let's just put that key in. Sorry about that. Key just goes in. And there you go. You have all your little gauges. This is kind of like you're going way too fast speed here. That's kind of like the maximum that's allowed to go. This means that the parking brake's off. If you go over to the right of the steering wheel, that's the parking brake pedal right there. You just push it all the way down. And then this is the parking brake release. See, if I just pull this down and watch the pedal goes right up and the light's out. And then once again, if I press the pedal in, it says parking brake's on. So now it won't move if it's got the parking brake on. But sometimes it does if you're going on like a slope and you put it into reverse or something and then you're backing up, it'll kind of do that. You can see I think this clock is way off and I still don't really know how to adjust the clock, unfortunately. But right now I think it's like 2:30 or 3 o'clock when I've recorded this. Hang on, let me look. It is 3:06, so Yeah, and then we've already put 9.6 miles on here. You can actually switch that between trip, which is, or it's got 2.6 hours on it, 9 miles on it, and then the trip is 9.6. And then also you can switch it between miles. You can see right down there, it says miles, and then you can switch it to kilometers, which is 16.5 kilometers. 2.6 hours still, and then 16 kilometers on the odometer. We're going to switch it over to that and put it right up to the odometer. And then you can see we don't have very much fuel in here because we just haven't filled it up. We haven't had it very long. And the fuel gauge is on. Clock says it's 1040. Like I said, that's wrong. You got up to 12,000 RPM, really. Because there's 1,000 RPM, 2,000 RPM, 3,000 RPM, 4,000 RPM, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 11,000, 12,000. So this thing can go like really high RPM, but like I said, this thing is locked in low range, so it will not go into a high range. Now, you can see if I turn on the blinkers, the top will go on. And then that is right over here. I'll show you it. This lever right here, up is right blinker, down of course is left blinker. Then you've also got your light switch on here. You can see right on there. There's lights. You see it's got the lights on. It's very hard to see the logo when it's on, but whatever. Then you've got the lights in the front. You can see it turns it on right on the wall there. That shows that it's got the brights on. And that's it. So, let's just turn these on and go out and look. Okay, so here's the one switch right there. That on in the front. Yep, it is. Right on the bottom beam. I'm not sure if lights turn on in the back. That's what I'm wondering. Yep, lights do turn on in the back, so that's on in the back too. Then you just turn on the brights. You can see. Now, high beam's on with the low beam. It's very hard to see, but that's the light, that's the low beam. And I don't think it changes in the back. Nope, just still regular lights. And then you can also, let's just turn those off so it's easier to look at. Let's turn on the left blinker. See, working just great. Right blinker. Awesome. And I think the front end of this just looks really, really nice. It looks really rugged, I guess. We'll get into that later. And also, last but not least, for lights, this right above the steering wheel. If you're looking at the steering wheel, is this little knob on the top of it. You just pull that out like that, and you can see turns hazards on. Hazards are on in the front. And hazards are on in the back. Let's just put those off again. Hop back in. One of the most obvious things about a vehicle are the gas and the brake. This is the gas. It's very touchy. You can see I can push it all the way down. It's just my finger. Brake is a little bit more stiff. It actually takes a little bit of a push from your foot. Shifter, very normal. You just got... Oh, I'm gonna turn the key off while I do that. You got forward, neutral, reverse, and like I said, there's no high range. I'm gonna probably mention that quite a bit in here. So we can't go any faster than 30. You got your tag right here. I'll probably take this off eventually. It's just all your crap that you don't really wanna, I mean, you have to pay attention to it because you have to, but if you're a smart driver, you don't really have to worry about it because it's like, fasten your seatbelts, no duh. Wear a proof helmet. If you're driving around your property, I don't think you have to. Look at this stuff. Look at this. Look at this. It says it's hard to see, I do apologize for that. Each rider must be able to sit with back against seat, feet flat on the floor and footrests, and hands on steering wheel or handholds where equipped. Stay completely inside the vehicle. I personally think that just kind of kills fun, but whatever. But yeah, what they mean by handholds, let's get out of the vehicle again. I'm gonna be getting out of this in it a lot. Handholds for the driver, of course, are of a steering wheel, nice smooth steering wheel, and this right to the side. You can see it's right on the side there. For the passenger, let's go over to the other side. You've got same spot as in the driver's side. You've got that right there, this right here, and then you've got it up here. See up on the side there? And then also, guys, just for other safety things, we've got side view mirrors, which are adjustable. You can see we can move them a little bit. You can move them. You can't really adjust them up and down, but you can adjust them side to side. You can see they move in and out. And you got that on driver's side as well. Now, let's look underneath the hood. Now, I will tell you guys, engine is under here, not in front. So let's just look underneath the hood. I'm not gonna say in the engine bay because that would not be correct. To get in the engine bay, you just pull on this, pull out, and the strap will fall down. Obviously go to the other side, pull down, pull out, and then usually it's very easy to get it off. This is literally just a plastic hood. You just lift up, and once that pops out, just pull out on it, and then it will come up. Just like that. So it's a very, very nice, compact engine. This was made in Vietnam. I'm not sure. This is a Hyson engine in here. Yeah, you can see you got the radiator in there. You got the fan. You've got, that's brake fluid, isn't it? Yeah, this is brake fluid right here. Yeah, and then you've got all your suspension in here. You got your springs, your shocks, your control arms down there. Same on this side. Sway bar right in the front here. We greased this up and everything, so it's all ready for off-roading, even though we probably won't go very much off-roading. Got the horn right here. These two are horns. You got your lighting in here if you ever need to do service on the lights there and on there. Nice open grill. There's nothing much blocking the grill when it's open, or when it's closed, I should say. All your little electronic stuff, your like fuses and wires and stuff. I mean, this is really simple stuff. I think that's like antifreeze or something. No, that's coolant. So basically antifreeze, yes. It's kind of hard to see down in there, but you can see there's barely anything down there. That's how simple this thing is. But yeah, and then here's a little better look at the suspension. You know, you got your springs, your shocks, shock absorbers are underneath the springs. You got your sway bar, you got your control arms under there. Just got some more suspension, your tie rods, lower control arms down there. But yeah, and then the way you can close this engine bay or this front end cover, I guess, is very simple. Once again, you just lower it nice. Make sure these little tabs here, they go into their little respective cubby holes right there. And then you do it to the other side too. And then once they're in their little tabs, you just pull down these rubber things over the bolts until they click like that. Same on the other side. Pull it down. Ooh, excuse me. There we go. Once again, guys, I do apologize if I'm kind of being a little jankety because this thing is very hard to hold with one hand. And then also, last for safety stuff, just got a little bit of a reflective beams on the side there, just for, I guess, safety measures, if you want to call it that. Nothing too big. You got some reflectors on the back here, reflector over there. Same on this side, you got a reflector right there, reflector on the front right here. I don't even think you have any reflectors on the way front of this because you'd have your lights on. But yeah, so since we've already done really the interior, just plastic seat, nothing too big. Grab my phone. put that in my pocket. You got a nice glove compartment in here. We've already looked over that. That's the 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive. It's hard to see, so might as well turn on my flashlight. You can see you got your 4-wheel drive right in there, that little red knob. Then you've also got a 12-volt charger. Now, I will tell you, if you can see it, not sure if you can, I'm gonna go over on this side so I can hold the camera right. This right here, that used to be the light switch. You can see on there it says low beam and high beam. That used to be the low. And then this used to be the key switch. And then they switched it to up here. Since this is just a low range, you don't have to worry about any low, high, or any of that. Is that neutral? Yeah, that is. Yeah, so we've already looked on the inside, pretty much everything. Let's just unbuckle that. That's great. It's got a nice cover right here. Hard top cover. Very secure, nice, strong frame on this. It's really tough, it's rugged. And for the price we paid, which I will tell you later on in the video, or once we get closer to the end, we will reveal that. Fuel tank right here. Just a nice big tank handle right there. Nothing too difficult to operate. I mean, it is, I would like a little bit easier of a grip for right here because it's kind of hard to get your fingers on there, but whatever. That's perfectly fine. Right when we got this bolt is holding this upper part of this frame to the lower part of the frame down there. This actually was not connected to the hole in there. So this thing was rattling every time we'd go over a bump. So we actually had to do that. So just check for before you start driving this too much, guys, if you do buy one, always make sure you check to make sure all major, I guess, holding points of the vehicle are secure. Like all of these two right here, those two on the side, and the same one, this one on the other side. Make sure like these are secure so the hood doesn't fly open when you're driving. Make sure that the bull bar is secure. You just got some bolts here and then bolts right down there. And you got those on the same sides here and then right down there. Oh, not there, right there. Make sure that the winch is on, or if you want to take the winch off, I think you can. You don't got to worry about keeping the winch on all the time if you're not going to be using it for anything. We are, because pretty soon we're going to be cutting more firewood. We have a big enough stack, but we're just going to be cutting more. We're going to be wanting to use that winch, so that's just kind of going to be on there. Because we'll be cutting down trees and then we'll probably just drag it out. Because that thing right there pulls more than this thing weighs. So just a word of advice. Don't pull the maximum capacity of this or else you'll literally just pull the UTV forward. Because this thing pulls 3,500 pounds and I think this thing only weighs like 3,000. So don't go more than 3,000 pounds. Next, we've just got the bed. Yes, this does not come with it. This is actually carpet from my old house. We just cut a nice piece out of it because we don't want to scratch up the bed until we get a nice custom or just regular bed liner. Because the thing is, we need to customize it so it will stick over to this side but not come up the back because this back end opens. And if you want to see how it opens, you've just got two levers, one on each side. You just pull it up like this, pull it over, and then lock it in place on the other side of this little tab. You can see it's got this little red tab right here. I'll show you on the other side here. Red tab. If it's closer to the outside of the red tab, that means it's locked. You pull it up. Oh, excuse me. Pull it up, over, and down. And then once it's farther away from the tab, it's unlocked. So now this bed tailgate is open and you can pull it down. So it's really nice, and it's also got these cords that prevent it from just flying down and hitting the back of the vehicle or hitting the back of the tires, denting the tailgate, and a number of bad things can happen if you do not secure this correctly. The main reason that this is a perfect little vehicle for us, we didn't need like a 6x4, we didn't need any of that, we didn't need a 6x6. We just wanted something nice and small that can possibly pull a little trailer just for our chickens. We're gonna be getting chickens. You can see we got a little chicken starter stuff over there, you know, like the feeders, the food, the little hen house, or a chick house. We just wanna be able to like haul food, haul straw, haul pine chips up here in the bed of this, just up to the chicken coop. But yeah, so the way you can close this, you can see it's got 2 tabs right here, and on the other side, you just close it just like that. And then once again, just reverse the process, make sure that these are on the other side. That side's locked. Perfect. Now, this tailgate is good and secure. Now guys, I will tell you, I don't think it's that big of a deal if you're just driving around your property. Don't take it to heart, but right in the back here, you see that tag. It says never carry passengers in the bed. Okay, yeah, if you're like flying down the road or something, if this has the high range and you're going like 60 miles an hour down the road, I would recommend don't sit in the bed. But like me, I've already sat in the bed because all we were doing was driving from one point of our yard up to the house. So we just decided, heck with it. But now, if you're just driving across the property and you weigh more than 350 pounds or 159 kilograms, do not sit in the bed. This is not meant to hold that much. So that basically tells you the payload capacity of this. This UT400 holds 350 pounds in the bed maximum. Now, for the bed itself, this is the release for it. You can literally just pull it up. I think it's pull it up, right? Or is it pull it down? Oh yeah, it's pull it up. There you go. So you just pull that lever, and there's a small hydraulic cylinder. It's nothing big. Don't try and dump the bed if it's like really heavy load that you're holding. You can see right here, this is where it locks to, this little angle iron here. And this is the tab that it locks against. It just goes under the angle iron right here. And you can see this lever right here is just perfect for this. And it's spring loaded too. So if you pull it back, it'll pull it back to place. Now, to close it is probably a really simple thing. You just hold it by a solid part of the bed, probably this bed rail right here. And you can either push it down there, or they even give you a handle right on the bottom here. Makes it a lot easier to push it down. Now hang on, I'm just gonna set this down right inside the cab because I cannot push this down with one hand. All right, so that is how you do it. So the way I had to do it was I was holding it right here, and as I'm pushing it down, I put my hand right there, and I just pull this tab up, push down, and then let go of the tab, and it'll lock it in. And as you can see, oh shoot, no you can't see. Got to turn my flashlight on again. You can see right in there, that little tab right there, right here, that is where it locks the bed down. And the lever right here, you just lift it up and it moves it for you. Now guys, I will warn you, I'm not gonna start this up because 1, it is insanely windy, so I don't wanna open our garage door, and 2, if I don't open the garage door, I don't wanna start it because of just exhaust. But yeah, so we're gonna open this bed up again after I look at the back end of it. You can see here, you just got your exhaust pipe here. It's one single exhaust pipe. I'm not gonna touch it because I had just had it running. It's been a little bit hot. And you also do have a nice small hitch, which is removable. They actually made it removable. You can see you got just a hitch pin right down here. I'm just gonna pull that up to the side there. Yeah, there you go. See, you got a hitch pin in there, and then you can remove the hitch if you don't want it in there. So yeah, and then you can see you got the suspension in the back. You got lower control arm, up control arm. What are those called? Dang it, those are drive axles. These are the axles right here. And then you just got shocks and springs right here. And then back there, you can see where the engine is, way back there. So we're gonna open up the bed again. Once again, you just, wait a second. I'm gonna use my other hand because it's stronger. Just pull that up, and voila, the bed module opens up. Now, I'm not gonna be able to point to much stuff, so I'm not gonna get into too much detail because I'll have to hold a flashlight up. You can see, this is the engine. It's just a Hyson Motors engine. Hyson, you can see it right there. It says HSUN, which just means Hyson. You can see it's just like a small engine. I'll try and put the engine, I don't know the exact engine, not configurations, but specs of this UT400. So I will try and put that in the description of today's video. But yeah, you can see the drive shaft right down there. It just transfers power back to the transfer case back there, and it just brings the power back to the wheels right there. So yeah, and then you can see it's a very simple motor. There's nothing to it. I mean, I don't think, personally, I don't think like a baby could work on it, but a kid could work on it. And let me see if I can close this with one arm right here. There we go. But yeah, guys, I was trying to close it really slow before, so I actually had to press that up. But usually, if you don't have, stuff in your hands, you can just push down hard, and then it will lock in place, and then it will be secure. But yeah, guys, so this is our UT400. It is the Coleman Powersports UT400. This is the winch. There's nothing much. I have not actually operated it, but I know there's just a little power control. There's like a remote for it where you can just, it will, winch out and everything. You can just hook it to like a carabiner or whatever, to like a chain, something like that. And then you just pull it out. And then once you get it hooked up, you just pull it back in. And it's got rollers on top, bottom, and sides, so that when it's pulled out, it will roll really nice, and you won't have to worry about like breaking the cable or messing up the frame of this. But yeah, you can see it says winch 3,500. That means it can pull 3,500 pounds. But yeah, electric winch says read owner's manual before operating, steer clear of the wire rope area around the drum, and do not use for overhead hoisting. So, in other words, don't use for overhead hoisting. That means if the rafters up here, don't use the winch to lift the vehicle up into the air, even though technically the winch could. But I don't think the bolts are 3,500 pound tolerant, so just don't do that. But yeah, I actually have to clean this up because you can see there's a bunch of little rain spots on it because we had it outside for a second when it started sprinkling a couple days ago. The windshield I'll have to clean off. But yeah, so I think I reviewed everything. I reviewed interior, dash, glove box, seat, steering, lights. Oh, and then there's also the horn. I mean, I guess I could operate the horn for you for a second. So let's just put the key back in, turn the key on, and then be warned, guys, the horn is very startling, I will admit. So the lever right over here, this right here, you see it says horn on there, you just pull it up, and it just does that. So that's the horn. I'm only gonna honk it once because it does kind of get obnoxious because it's like literally just a clown car horn, so whatever. But yeah, I think I've reviewed everything. Gas cap, bed, a little bit look at the engine. I'll try and put specs in the description if I can. Looked at suspension, front engine compartment or front motor compartment, steering wheel, seat belts, cab, windshield, pedals, parking brake. I don't even think I put the parking brake on, did I? Yeah, I put the parking brake on, good. How to work this, how to work the bed, the winch, the bull bar, front suspension, mirrors, lights. So yeah, guys, I think I reviewed everything. I hope, anyways, this is gonna be the end of my review for our brand new Coleman Powersports UT400 4x4 utility vehicle. Now, I will tell you the price before we end. This original price, we bought it at Tractor Supply Company, or TSC if most of you know by. Its original price was $6,999. But we have been Tractor Supply Company members for quite a long time, quite a good deal of time. So we got a good deal off of it. We got 10% off. We got this for $6,300. So very good deal for a very powerful machine. Now, the reason why I call this a real powerful machine is because a lot of the parts that are used for it are used on Polaris, Yamaha, Can-Am, all those good brands. So Anyways, that is going to be my end of my review. I hope I have either convinced you to take a look at one or even buy one. I hope you liked this review. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up. It's down below in right underneath the screen. It says either thumbs up or thumbs down. Please give it a thumbs up. Now, also there's another one. There's also a big red box. It's almost about the color of this. In that box, it says subscribe. If it's red, that means that you have not subscribed yet. Hit that subscribe. Right next to it, there's a bell. It will bring up 3 options: none, some, or all. Hit that all bell. That means you will receive every upload that I post on my channel in real time. So as soon as I post it, it will come up in your notifications box. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys.